What you are seeing tonight, what you are seeing with the latest indictment against President Trump, is an assault, an attack against the First Amendment. Now, I know what you're thinking. You might think, well, that's a little bit... No. You don't understand what this is. This is beyond anything we have seen before. If everything they said in this indictment were true, so what? It doesn't mean anything. The President of the United States and you can mislead, can be wrong, can opine, can be full of shite, can spew lunacy, crazy ideas, absolute, demented, baseless, lunatic ideas about lost elections. You can say anything you want. It is protected speech. They are criminalizing speech. And I was listening before because I have two people that like Jonathan Turley and Andy McCarthy. And they're very good because they're not... Turley is, I think, more pro-Trump than Andy McCarthy. Andy McCarthy certainly is not. And I like that. I like to hear people who are not necessarily zealots, if you will, for President Trump. And I appreciate that. And what we are seeing and what we're seeing right now is beyond anything. We're going to go through this right now. But I want you to believe what I'm saying. And I want you to believe this. I want you to listen to me very carefully. And I want you to grasp what I am saying. I am not saying this because I like President Trump. I'm not saying this because I want him to win or because I'm a partisan or anything like that. I am telling you the truth. This is about the Constitution. This is about this wonderful document that we have, that we're going to lose. And what Jack Smith is doing, what Merrick Garland is doing, what the Department of Justice and the FBI, it's unconscionable. We're going to go through this, but let me tell you this, and you must believe me. It's critical that you believe me. I can't say this enough, and I can't emphasize this enough. Politics is one thing. The Constitution is another. I don't care who you are. It doesn't matter to me. You are entitled to everything under the Constitution, no matter who you are. And I people enraged when I actually defended Hunter Biden in his claim against those who took the contents of his laptop and broadcast them. It was a different story completely. People said, well, he abandoned his laptop. And I said, under the Constitution and the rules of Delaware, their particular form of tort law regarding this, it's the information. You just because I find your wallet doesn't mean I can't publish your driver's license. Okay, so what I'm saying is, no matter who it is, I'm telling you, I don't care if it's Trump, if it's Biden, if it's anybody. The law applies to everyone. The case of Brandenburg. Let me back up a little bit. Bring you up to speed. We have the case of New York. You know what that was about, right? The case of New York. The case of New York dealt with basically a misapplication, a mislabeling, if you will, a accounting, I don't know what you want to call it, regarding monies that were paid to Dusty Saddles or whatever this trollop's name was. Okay, fine. That was New York. Completely bogus. The worst of the worst of the worst. That's that. Next, Mar-a-Lago. What's Mar-a-Lago? Mar-a-Lago was the case involving these documents that may or may not have been his. that may or may not have been included under the Presidential Records Act, or I mean, it was the worst of the worst of the worst. Do you understand this? Absolutely incredible. Do you understand what's happening right now? Do you grasp this? It was okay. So that's that. That's the second one. The third is what we're talking about now. And this is January the 6th. By the way, there was a superseding indictment, a kind of a little, and one more thing, kind of an indictment. And that was regarding some groundskeepers or people who work with him at Mar-a-Lago who may have either hidden information, destroyed data, whatever, at his behest. Okay, you got that? Okay, now the latest. This is the best one. This is the best. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Listen to me. What they are saying right now, what they are saying is that by virtue of Trump's words, his words, what he said regarding his opinions as to the various charges of the elections and so forth, they believe that this was somehow tantamount to his breaking the law. And specifically, it was 4 counts: conspiracy to defraud the United States, conspiracy to obstruct an official proceeding, obstruction and attempt to obstruct an official proceeding, and one of conspiracy against rights. And it says, despite having lost, the defendant was determined to stay in power. So for more than 2 months following Election Day on November 3rd, 2020, the president spread lies that there had been an outcome determinative fraud in the election, that he actually won. These claims were false, and the defendant knew they were false. So what? The indictment does not indicate how prosecutors were able to establish what Trump himself believed, other than the fact that he had been informed by others that his suspicions were fraud were false, nor does it distinguish the case from the Russian collusion hoax. I mean, it's the worst. They're getting repeatedly worse. If you can understand what's happening, the cases are getting worse. Just when you think they can't be serious with this. They can't be serious. Oh, yes, they're very serious. Incredibly serious. It's something that nobody can even understand. No, we cannot believe that. We can't believe what's happening. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Let me see this. I gotta tell you something. I'm just, and the problem that I have, and and before, please forgive me because I don't even know where to start. That sniveling twit Brett Baer has this idea. Maybe he got it somewhere. Maybe it's most probably from the fact that everybody in the world of Fox has to go out of their way to not dare be the next Tucker Carlson. But let me see this. Let me see. Let me add this right here. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for that. He was bragging about how he was telling President Trump, You know there's no basis for this. You know there's no basis for this. You know you have no basis for this. What are you talking about? You understand that, right? You have no you can't do this. You can't. I can't what? You can't say this. I can say any damn thing I want to. Listen to this Brett Baer. I thought that, who was that other guy? Cavuto was bad. Do you not understand what this means? The First Amendment. You cannot be prosecuted because you're full of shite, because you're wrong. If Trump's wrong, so what? In law, it's called a demurrer. It's one of my favorite things. We know there's a traverse. You can file a demurrer. You have a motion to dismiss. A traverse we used to file. That's where you basically you put a particular fact in controversy. It's like in a summary judgment. You file a traverse and it ends it. A demurrer is the best. Demurrer says, I'm not even going to respond to it. Okay, so what? Meaning, okay, if that's true, so what? So what? But this Brett Baer, you got to hear this. He's probably on the phone. How'd I do, Rupert? You're not going to fire me, are you? No, I'm not like Tucker. I'm not like Tucker. And then they're bringing all these has-beens back. Juan Williams. They're bringing all these people back. Juan Williams? Dear God. What are you scraping the barrel with that one? Juan Williams. Oh, dear God. Juan Williams, the most boring man in the world. Juan Williams. Dear God. Juan Williams. This is a guy that I swear to God, you could probably reverse teenage pregnancy by having Juan Williams describe the sex act. He is the most boring person. Oh, no. Excuse me. No. That would be Harold Ford Jr. Oh, God. Harold Ford Jr. Dear God. Who are these people? This is the new thing. This is your Fox News. They're going out of their way to say, oh, no, we hate Trump, right? Oh, yeah, right. I can't believe what I'm hearing. There was a case, 69, I believe it was, Brandenburg. Remember what I'm saying, Brandenburg against, was it Ohio? Brandenburg. This is the case. This is the Supreme Court case. Brandenburg v. Ohio, 1969. This was the case. This was a case involving, there was a rally, a Klan rally. And there was a fellow, this Brandenburg dude, who was a leader of the Klan, made this speech at a rally and was later convicted under an Ohio criminal syndicalism law. And the law made illegal advocating, quote, crime, sabotage, violence, or unlawful methods of terrorism as a means of accomplishing industrial or political reform, as well as assembling, quote, with any society group or assemblage of persons formed to teach, advocate the doctrines of criminal syndicalism. Okay, so he gets up there and he's raising all kinds of hell. The question is, did this law prohibiting public speech that advocates illegal activity, does it violate the person's free speech as protected by the First and 14th Amendment? This is Trump's get out of jail card, so to speak. The court, in the PCA, per curiam affirm, the court said, this is important, that there was a two-pronged test, two elements of this. One, speech can be prohibited if, one, it is directed at inciting or producing imminent, not eminent, imminent lawless action. It is directed at inciting imminent lawless action. It wants to. It wants to. The reason why I'm saying this, the reason why Trump is saying this is I want you to do something now that is illegal and dangerous now. I want you to do this. Trump says, I want you to. And number two, this is the most important part, it's likely to do that. So I want to incite it, and it's likely. What does that mean? That means if Harold Ford Jr. stands up and says something like this, okay, I want everybody to come on. And I want everybody right now to riot and kill everybody and turn cars over and destroy property and destroy the republic that we love. Okay. Is that intended? Yes. Does he want that? Yes. 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 He wants to incite that. Is it likely? No. You got it? But here's the best part. Trump wasn't saying go do something violent or do something violent in terms of obstructing the system. He was saying they screwed me. They stole the election. What if Trump believes that? That is not criminal behavior. That is not criminal behavior. He had a constitutional scholar basically write an opinion that he based his opinion on that says you were hosed. Now, if Trump is wrong, fine. If Trump has some weird, he's a big baby who cool up, fine. So what? So what? This is the thing. And how many of you are not at all surprised by the timing of this? The timing. Right now, as everybody is turning up the heat on Hunter, on Joe Biden, and Devin Archer, and the lying, and the money, and the absolute naked, blatant criminal activity on the part of this awful, God awful, terrible, horrible, racketeering family. Isn't it funny that timing of this? When Trump is beating everybody by numbers they can't figure out. They're telling Jack Smith, more indictments. Do something. And we haven't even ruled out Fulton County yet in Georgia. Do you see what's happening? Do you see what's happening? It's incredible. And I want you to do this. I want you to go out and I want you to tell people this and I want you to let everybody know this. I want you to spread this word. I want you to say this to all of your friends. I want you to be an apostle of truth. I want you to tell them a very, very simple thing. If everything that you say Trump said, he said, so what? Hashtag so what? Hashtag so what? Whether the election was stolen, so what? Saying the election was stolen, so what? Saying that maybe there's a way. They asked in the New York Times, listen to me, go deeper than merely saying the election was stolen. That doesn't work. That's not it. It doesn't matter whether Trump's right or wrong. Don't predicate what Trump is saying on whether he's right. Trump can be wrong. It doesn't matter. Do you hear what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. I'm going to say it again. Don't tell your friends, if you're trying to help the argument, Don't say, well, you know, it was stolen. We don't care whether it was stolen. That's not the point. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He can say whatever he wants. It's his opinion. The New York Times, they were actually advocating Hillary Clinton in telling the electors, do not vote for Trump. It was stolen. She said it was Russian collusion. Could she? Yes. Yes, she could say that. Yes. Should she have been prosecuted for that? No. And she wasn't, because she was Hillary Clinton. Trump is saying the same thing, and he's being prosecuted. Do you hear what I'm saying? Get the argument right. If you're going to go out into the world and you're going to be an apostle for the truth, make sure you argue the right thing. Don't talk about, well, it was stolen because in Philadelphia. I don't care about Philadelphia, whatever. Whether it was or it wasn't, it doesn't matter. That's not the point. The point is Trump can say whatever he wants. You are criminalizing behavior. This is like an impeachment argument. This is like somebody arguing that and Trump is a bad president. Okay, and Trump is irresponsible. Okay, that's a political argument. Impeach him. Impeachment is completely political. You know that, right? You know that. Impeachment is a completely political argument. It is a political argument. You can say you can impeach people of virtually anything. Anything from the past, anything. It is not a rule of law. This is the most important thing in the world. And when you watch those stupid, I was listening in the car, I'm listening to this because nobody else had it. I'm listening to these morons miss the point about whether Trump was wrong or not. Andy McCarthy and Turley were absolutely correct. This is about his statement. And McCarthy doesn't like Trump. Says Trump doesn't have a chance. That's a political argument. He's entitled to that. He says Trump is doing this. Okay, fine, whatever. That's what you believe. That's okay. You can say whatever you want. Big deal. This is a different story. They're trying to wear the man out. They're now saying he doesn't have any money. He's using PAC money and he can't. What are they trying to do? This is incredible. They get this Jack Smith from what? The Hague, wearing his Star Trek thing. They bring him back. You had to get him? Wait a minute. You had to get him? And there's this other one too, Karen Gilbert. You don't hear, you're going to be hearing more about her. People, she obviously is, she's incurred the wrath of other people. I want to say this to you. This is the part that is the most, this is what probably upsets me more than anything. I don't mind political arguments, impeachment, okay, whatever, that's the way it goes. This is free speech being destroyed. What they are doing, this is banana republic time. And the problem is that this country is so inured, so used to this, so habituated. It doesn't know what to do anymore. It doesn't know what to do. I don't know what to tell you. I don't. And listen to how these people go out of their way to constantly I don't know what the word is. They just, it's so, not only is it, I mean, it's critical, but it's so unfair, monumentally, cataclysmically, incredibly unfair. And nobody's coming to his rescue, to his effort. Nobody. We have lost all sense of the First Amendment. And that rat bastard, that son of his, that evil spawn, that sebaceous, purulent, festering furuncle, that carbuncle, that sebaceous cyst of a son, that waste of flesh, this vile and horrible, horrible son, he remains unscathed. Dear God, I can't believe I live in this country. I can't believe this is even allowed to go on. I can't believe anybody is just sitting back, that courts are not intervening. And people are saying, no, 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 no. Don't you see? Well, because I don't think people know how to critically think. You can't charge him with his opinion. Well, you know, he did know that they did tell him that there wasn't. Oh, and Brett Baer. This is the part that gets me. Joe C says, Lionel, what happens when DC judge gets him in jail? Oh, there's a pool somewhere, I'm sure. By the way, this DC judge hates January 6th. By the way, you can hate January 6th too. I've told you, I think January 6th was the most stupid thing in the world. What does Trump have to do with January 6th? Jack Smith was talking about the brave men and women who defended the Capitol. Trump's not saying anything about it. He didn't say storm the Capitol. He says, he never said that. Trump never said anything about storming the Capitol. Never said anything about this. Nothing. What are you talking about? What are you people talking about? Trump never said this. Never one time. He merely said very simply, remember when you go out there and you talk to your friends, remember, hashtag so what? Hashtag so what? Tell them repeatedly, it doesn't matter. Trump is entitled to say what he wants. Trump can say what he wants. That's it. I am telling you, I am reminding you. All right, dear friends, hang in there. We're going to get through this together. We're going to get through this together. I hope and I pray. Thank you so very much. You are great. You are terrific. Thank you for being there. Thank you, Joe C. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your love. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it immensely. All right, my friend. We'll see you tomorrow. Same bad time, same bad channel, the usual time. 8 a.m., children of the night. Have a great and a glorious day. Remember, soldier on, my friends. We're going to win. We're going to be victorious. The good guys always win. Maybe not at first, but ultimately they do. We love you. And don't forget these words. The monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue you. Ta-ta.